With all of the horribleness surrounding Donald Trump recently, like him calling Democrats who didn't clap at his State of the Union treasonous, or the fact that the stock market is tanking, or the fact that the Mueller investigation is getting closer and closer to him, we seem to have forgotten a very big point, and that is that Donald Trump is a massive racist. And so recently, Donald Trump Jr. sat down with Daily Caller to talk about the fact that no, his daddy's not racist, and I have proof that he isn't. Take a look at this interview.
What do you think about the left's efforts to frame your dad and anyone who supports your dad as a hater, as a racist, as a fascist? This is a cultural phenomenon, and there's fear spreading across the country of being able to say what you really believe.
Well, I think it's terrible for a couple of reasons. I said this on the campaign trail when it was so obvious. That was sort of the game plan. You know, we're going to smear you with racist, fascist, whatever. The real problem is those things exist. Certainly racism exists. But if it's your response to any argument you can't win, you actually do a real disservice to those people actually afflicted by it, to those people who are actually oppressed and hurt by real racism, by real sexism. So if you use it every time, what really happens is, and in the real world what really happens is people hear it, they roll their eyes, and they move on. Because they realize it's nonsense in this case. The problem is when people who are actually affected by it say it doesn't matter anymore. It's lost its effect because it's been numbing to people. You can only overplay your hand so many times before people start calling your bluff. So it's actually doing nothing on the positive side of being able to promote that as a real issue. And what it's doing on the other side is it's hurting those that are actually afflicted by it. So it's been terrible to watch because I know him. I've seen him my whole life. I've seen the things he's done. You know, it's amazing. All the rappers, all the this, all his African-American friends, from Jesse Jackson to Al Sharpton. You know, I have pictures with him the whole life. We say, hi, I've always been friends. You know, it was only till he got into politics that all of a sudden, oh, he's the most terrible human being.
That's right, folks. Black people have had their pictures taken with Donald Trump, so of course he can't be racist. I mean, why would somebody want their picture taken with a horrible human being? That would be like people having their picture taken with O.J. Simpson, you know, or you know, Harvey Weinstein, or Bill Cosby, or Kevin Spacey. Those are horrible people. But if you get your picture taken with them, then suddenly they're not? That's not how this works. And furthermore, Donnie Jr., nobody calls them rappers anymore, okay? We stopped using that word in the 90s. It's hip hop now. Get with it a little bit there, okay, guy? But more importantly, you are literally using the same excuse that Republicans have been using for decades now. Like, oh, I'm not racist, I have a black friend. That's not what racism is. That's not how racism works. Racism is systemic oppression of one group over another. That's what we're looking at here in the United States today. And yes, your father is bolstering it. By referring to neo-Nazis in Charlottesville as some very fine people, that's racism. A person was killed, and your father still said there were some very fine people there. All those morons in their khaki pants and tiki torches. Very fine people marching against black people because they believe they're the superior race. Your father has fed racism every step of the way since he came onto the campaign trail. There is no denying that. Study after study after study has proven that. They have proven that a good portion of Trump voters do view blacks as somehow inferior. So don't sit there giving an interview to a friendly source saying, no, my father's not racist. He got his picture taken with Al Sharpton. That's about as non-racist as you can get, right? Well, no. You need to have a better understanding of what racism actually is because it can't be cured with a picture with Al Sharpton. If you're thinking about subscribing to our channel, I strongly encourage you to do that. But if you're not thinking about subscribing, I would encourage you to start thinking about it, and then once you're thinking about it, actually go and do it. You can see the subscribe button right there on the screen, or if you're watching on a different platform, go to youtube.com/TheRingOfFire.